Today, as you can see, this class is sponsored by Franklin Templeton, and it's about the rise of AI-driven scams, how hackers use technology against you. Now, the key takeaways, what you will be getting in this class is AI in cybercrime. Learn how hackers use AI for phishing, deep fakes, and fraud. Real world cases, review actual examples of AI-enabled scams. Okay, so Mr. Anubhav will be telling you some cases which in reality which has happened and because he is part of the cybersecurity as well. Detection tips, how to spot and avoid AI-generated scams. How to prevent it, you can get tips to protect yourself from AI-based attacks. Future trends, exploring emerging AI threats and defense strategies. So you have it all in one plate. Yeah, next slide. Now, a little bit about Get Set Up for people who are new here. We are on a mission to help those over 55 to learn skills, connect with others, make friends, and have new experiences. Our goal here on Get Set Up is to reduce isolation, loneliness, and also give you the knowledge, equip you with the knowledge and tools to age independently and in place. Our community engages in classes online as well as through offline activities like traveling and we also do short day trips as well. And coming up, we have our annual meet in Goa. So if you people haven't joined or you would like to know more about it, please do let us know. We'd love to have all of you there because people are coming from all over the country whom you have just met online. And we are going to be together 2 days, loads and loads of fun. So yeah, join us in Goa. And now about Franklin Templeton. Franklin Templeton is one of the largest asset managers globally with over 76 years of experience and currently managing assets globally to the tune of 1.67 trillion USD. As of September 30, 2024, it has been a part of the Indian mutual funds industry for over 28 years. I'm sure all of you have heard about Franklin Templeton. Just giving you a little background. Franklin Templeton India offers a diversified bouquet of products spanning equity, debt, hybrid, and international funds, which may help the investors to meet their financial goals. They have a rich history of being pioneers in many ways, like introducing the concept of SIP, which is Systematic Investment Plan, in the Indian mutual fund industry. Their global parentage and local market expertise position them uniquely in delivering value to their investors. Yeah, and about Anubhav has done several sessions for us on Get Set Up. And today's topic is unique and different. We've not done this before, so I'm glad that all of you joined here, and I'm sure it's going to be of great use. Anubhav has nearly 30 years of experience in the IT industry across multiple countries. He has been an entrepreneur for the past 10 years, specializing in technology and innovation. Since 2015, he has owned a cybersecurity training business, helping organizations strengthen their cyber defenses. Anubhav has successfully trained professionals in cutting-edge cybersecurity techniques and best practices. He is a mentor, consultant to several startups, offering valuable strategic guidance. Anubhav has diverse experience, spans across IT, cybersecurity, entrepreneurship, and mentoring. Thank you, Anurag. And for real cases of AI-driven scams, I think this Anubhav will take it over. So he is absolutely one of a qualified person who can give us the real information in real time. Please post your questions on the chat, and we will try and take all your questions. Yeah, thank you, Anubhav. I'm handing it over to you.
Thanks, Anita. Thanks for the nice introduction. As I said earlier also, it's always, I enjoy interacting with all this audience here and sharing, even though the introduction was very heavy and looked like I am a very technical person or whatever, but in this session, I will try to avoid using any technical jargons or anything, just to keep things simple and something which we all can interact and understand well.
Great.
So if we can come to the slides, we can start talking about
Anurag, please share the slides.
Okay, so AI-driven scams, as the topic says. So AI-driven scams are not different than any other scams, whether it was online scams or even offline scams. So the techniques to defend yourself from this thing, or the mindset to defend yourself from any scams, remains same. No matter what technology comes, whether it is offline, whether it is online, whether it is now AI, after that something else will come. Of course, all this technology helps you increase the efficiency, either in a positive way or for criminals in a negative way also. But again, the approach is same. And if you can prevent yourself from a normal pickpocket on the street, you can prevent yourself from any kind of technology scam also. The only thing is, you should be aware of what is happening. Like how you are able to defend yourself from a pickpocket or from a chain snatcher on the road or whatever. Because you are aware about what all they do and what you need to do so that they don't do it. Right? You don't leave your wallet somewhere unattended, right, on the road or somewhere, because you know that somebody can pick it. Here the thing is, if you know the technology, you will know what you should do, what you should not do. But again, you don't need to learn the technology as such. The only thing is you need to know the approach what the criminals use generally, and how we can defend ourselves from those kind of things. So fake voice calls is one of the common activities done by cyber criminals today, where you will hear some voice which looks familiar. And using AI now they can do even more. But even before AI, that mimicry and all those things, mimicry artists used to create voice of somebody else. But with AI, they are able to do it with more efficiency. And you may hear some voice which may look like, or which may sound like someone familiar, maybe your relative or your family member or whoever. And they may be asking you to do something. And because you know that person whose voice you are listening to, or whom you believe that you are listening to, the chances are high that you will take that action what that person is telling you to do, like maybe transfer money to someone or share some kind of password or something, or etc. And generally these kind of scams will also be mixed with some kind of story which will create some kind of urgency for you to act on that thing what they are saying. Like if you know me, or if any of my family member knows me, and if they receive a phone call with my voice saying you need to pay 10,000 rupees in this bank account, they may suspect also. Chances are that they will suspect that, okay, why should I ask them to pay this money to someone? But then the criminals will have some kind of story, like, for example, saying that I'm in trouble, I have lost all my account numbers, and my phone is lost. And sorry? Okay. I thought somebody was saying something. So if it comes with a story that I'm in a trouble and I need to pay someone to get out of that situation, and you need to pay it immediately, that kind of panic kind of feeling is the thing which generally traps you. So how those fake voice calls are created, that technology is not important for us, but knowing that that voice may be a fake voice is important. Similarly, deep fake videos are again something where the videos are looking very natural. They may look like that the person whom you know is talking in the video or doing some action in the video, but that video also may be of somebody else with a different face superimposed on it, etc. We have, I think all of you would have seen some kind of such videos, may not be in scam, hopefully, but during some other kind of things, like some kind of propaganda, or some kind of political campaigns. Even fake videos are circulated saying so and so person has said so or done something, etc., etc. So those videos also, when you see some video where it may look like the person who is in the video is someone familiar to you or known to you, reality may be that that person did not exist in that, or that person was saying something different, but it was manipulated using some technology, in this case AI, but it could be a fake video also. Phishing emails, I am not sure if you've heard this term phishing, but phishing is basically those kind of emails which pretend to be from a particular source, whereas they are not from that source. They will display their name as again someone whom you can trust, but the mail has actually originated from someone else. The contents of the mail may again mislead you to take some action. Again, none of these videos or voice call or emails can harm you directly. The only thing which you need to be careful is what these calls or emails or whichever whoever is approaching you, they are asking you to take some action. You need to use your wisdom, your alertness to take that decision whether you have to take that action or not. As long as you are not taking that desired action by the criminal cannot harm you in any way. So be assured, no email will come to your computer, for example, or your phone, and will steal things from you unless you take some action. And that action could be very explicit, like giving a password, or it could be some action which you will not even know that you have taken. Like, say, for example, they may ask you for some permission. You are installing some app on your phone and they will say that I need permission. Okay, so the app may be something like um, maybe playing some game or maybe something which will do some kind of thing. Or let me take a real example, even though it is not a scam. But many of you use Truecaller, right? But do you know when you install Truecaller on your phone, you give a lot of permissions. They will see your contact address book. They will have access to a lot of data on your phone, which you have also given permission that they can use that data. But nowhere in that agreement is it written whether they will use it for which purpose or for not for which what purpose or whoever. So you give permission and you give it with good intent. But there could be some applications not as trustworthy as Truecaller, but maybe some other app which you have installed, which probably it could be something saying it will install a dictionary on your phone so that when you type your message, your spelling will be checked. Right? But if you are installing something where you are saying that whatever you are typing, it will check the spelling. It's the common sense that if it has to check the spelling, it is reading each and everything what you are typing on your phone. Correct? Now, you may be typing something which is very personal information. You want to share it with only the person whom you are talking to. That you may be sending email, you may be chatting on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is secure. But if you have installed something like a keyboard, a customized keyboard, which is a fancy keyboard with different colorful buttons and some kind of emojis, etc. But now you are giving the permission to that app to read everything which you are typing on your phone or on your keyboard, maybe computer, maybe phone, laptop, whichever. So there you have to be cautious. Whatever action you are taking, use your judgment whether that action is safe or not. Any other such kind of cases you might have heard? Somebody will call you and say that, again, it may not be fake voice, it could be the actual voice also, but from the fake person. Somebody will call. These days there is one very common scam going on where they will say that we are calling from customs or something, where they have received some courier, some parcel which is addressed in your name, and that contains something like drugs or some illegal things in it, and you may be in trouble. Obviously that creates panic that, okay, I have not asked for anything like that. Whatever is delivered at my address in my name, and if it has something illegal, I may be in trouble. And then they will transfer you to some phone call, some other customer care. They will say that this is customer care of the courier company or whatever. So generally I don't, I have also received that kind of calls. I have never got transferred to that because I just disconnect or just tell them that that is fine. Whatever is there, you take appropriate action. Or okay, I will come, and many times they will say I'm calling you from police station or etc. So these kind of things you should be careful with. So let's move to the next slide. And I think we have a quick quiz there. So can you move to the next slide? Okay.
So, Anubhav, there is one question on the chat which says, is Truecaller safe and genuine?
Okay. Is Truecaller safe? and genuine. Genuine again depends on perception. It's a valid business. They don't do, at least there is nothing reported where they do anything which is illegal. But what I'm saying is, the reason why I use that Truecaller as an example is when you install Truecaller, you say I agree somewhere, right? And before that I agree, 99% people don't read what you are agreeing to. So you read that, it says that you are giving them permission to do so and so things, and this is how they will use your data, this is how they will not use your data, whatever. If you are agreeing to it, that's fine, then it's genuine. But if you don't agree to it, but if you have clicked I agree, it is still legal, but then you may feel cheated.
And if we uninstall that app, will it be safe?
See, even if you're not uninstalled, I'm not saying, absolutely, I'm not saying that Truecaller is something which should not be installed. If you like the features of Truecaller, you install it, but you know what you are giving in return.
I was asking any app to which may have given permission earlier. If
Mhm.
now I uninstall, then it will be better. Then they won't have access to my contacts or anything.
See, what it has taken earlier. So that is gone, right?
Oh,
But if the app is not there on your phone, now it cannot read any further contacts which you have in your phone or any further data which you put on your phone.
okay.
It's like if I visit your home, I saw that what paintings are there in your home. That information I've taken picture of that, for example. Now you throw me out of your home, but that picture I have with me. Now I will not have access because now I don't have keys to your home. So next time what pictures you put, or if you change the color of your wall, etc., I will not have access to it. But what I have taken is already taken. That is not deleted.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we can continue.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, only that much we've taken it.
Okay. So by looking at any video, one can easily tell if it is real or fake. What do you think?
Just put it on the chat, everyone.
Not easy, but possible.
Or you can just unmute and answer.
Fourth one, that depends on skill of video creator. It will be difficult for us.
Not easy, but possible.
Okay. Any other views? Not easy, but possible. Okay.
It is not possible.
Not possible. Not possible. Number 3 is not possible. Okay. And also reading the answers.
It depends actually ki whether the video is about some fun program, or is it, if it's some information coming from my bank. I mean, in that case it might be fake or genuine. I mean, it's difficult to track it, but if it's a fun video, it's okay whether it's fake or whatever. So
Right. So what video it is different thing. And you are right that if it is fun video, how does it matter whether it is fake or real? But here the question is, if there is a video which I am believing that it is true, but in reality it was some AI generated fake video, how easy it is to recognize that this is a fake video?
I don't think it is possible.
Okay.
I mean, with our common, just layman's means.
Fine. Okay. So most of the answers I see here are either not possible or not easy but possible. Some even said depends on skill. Nobody said yes, it is very easy to identify. Or maybe I missed it. Did anyone said that yes, it is possible to identify if it is real or fake?
Nobody said.
Nobody said so. Okay. All right. So the point is, even if it is possible or totally not possible or whatever, but even if it is possible, to identify, you will not be 100% sure that this video is real, right? In any case, it depends on a skill of video creator. Yeah, that's also fine. But there are some clues where you'll know that this is fake because there will be some discontinuity when what they are talking. Sometimes there will be some gap between the movements of the person. Facial expression may not be that real because it is generated. So yes, it is possible. It's not easy, but definitely it's possible to identify. But again, the percentage of or the probability of that identifying whether it is fake or real is never 100%, right? So don't trust blindly any video. And as I said earlier, if you suspect some video, definitely that will make you more alert. But even if you don't suspect video, be careful about what action you are taking after seeing that video. Or same thing applies for calls also or emails also. Because any video cannot harm you. Maybe some videos can disturb you if it is something which has some kind of violence or something. It can disturb you. But in general, no video can harm you financially. Right? Emotionally, it can disturb you. It can harm you in some other ways also. But still, you will be safe in most of those cases if you do not act on what that particular video is asking you to act. If you get a call from bank, for example, even if it is genuine, I don't give any information on this thing. I say, okay, I will visit the branch and do it. There will be some kind of panic. They will say that, okay, your card will be blocked or your account will be frozen or this thing, you need to do it in 24 hours, etc., whatever. But what are the chances that actually you will receive a call that in next 2 hours your account will be blocked? Right? If there was something missing, like KYC missing or your photo was outdated or whatever they may claim, that your account will get logged in 2 hours. Will they not inform you in advance? Why will they tell you 2 hours early only? So in next 2 hours, you have to do some particular action. That itself is suspicious. And if you really need to do it, you do it. Okay, if the account is blocked, no problem. Tomorrow you can go to branch and unlock it. So that panic is the real culprit. If you don't get in that trap, I believe you are safe. Okay, so let's move to next slides. And I need to keep track of time also, right? So how to spot deepfake? As I said, it's difficult. We already discussed, but yeah, there are some ways where you can do it. Inconsistent facial movements or expressions, mismatched lighting, unnatural shadows, flickering, blurred edges around the face, jerky or unnatural head and body movements, audio that does not sync with video. But again, these things are difficult to understand and not always it will be possible. And then again, you can see, for example, the shadows or blurred edges around the face. Even now, if you see, because there is a background here, which is an artificial background. So maybe you will see some blurred edges around my face also, but I'm not fake. Let me tell you, I'm real here talking. So how to identify, even though there is a slide, I want to tell that there are some ways to identify, but again, none of these is 100% foolproof way of checking that. If you don't find any of these things, that means that video is real, not true. If any of these things happen, still that video may be true. But no matter whether I'm a real person or I'm a fake video here, if I'm asking you to transfer some money in my bank account, or if I'm asking you to click on some link on your phone, which will give you some lottery or whatever, that action is something where you need to use your judgment, whether that action is safe or not. Okay, so let's move to next slide. If you have any questions, yeah, I think that will come. Video sent by a friend or a known person can always be trusted. What do you think about that? I received a video from my friend.
Sir, my question is ki in usual cases they ask OTP. What I read in most cases.
Mhm.
So, what is the role of bank when they just sweep our account by by asking the OTP from us, which was sent from our bank? So, what is the role of bank in such cases?
Okay.
Because they are much more powerful than an individual like us.
Agreed. I'll answer that also. Let's first finish this quiz, or parallelly when people are answering this thing, I will answer this also. But a video sent by a friend or a known person can be trusted. If I trust that person, I should trust the video, or we should not trust the video without checking myself and can be trusted only if the original source of the video is trustworthy.
None of them, I think, is feasible here.
Okay.
Our friend also may be not knowing, innocent, that, this could be some fraud video. So
Right.
we have to always check the source before doing anything.
Right. So C is the right answer. Is it possible to know the source always?
Sir, all ABC are wrong answers. I
All are
It-
wrong.
It is B only. B is correct.
Okay. But can you always trust a video by checking yourself? I can never trust any video without checking myself. But can you check every video yourself?
No, sir, not possible.
But can you check source of a video?
It should be https://
No.
See, HTTPS is a totally different thing. When you are receiving something on WhatsApp, where will you see HTTP or HTTPS or whatever? There's nothing.
That also true. Sorry.
No, sir,
Okay.
it is not possible to check the
Right.
source, original
But
source.
then, can you survive if you don't trust anything which you are receiving?
I think it's pretty simple to check on Google. You just need to make the effort and not take things, on face value.
Okay, what will you check on Google?
Very
Uh,
often
there
you put this because I've had friends even tell me, no, Neeta, this is not correct. So I have been vigilant ever since then.
Right. But
There
how
is
can you check in
practice.
Google? Because Google will give Google result. Google is just a search engine. It will give you results. They will be authentic. They will be
Already said there.
Well, that is one way at least of, doing something rather than nothing and just, taking a video on face value.
There is also something called fact check. Maybe we can use that.
Okay.
Sir, I
Right.
think we should trust our own self. The inner self will always tell you whether to do it or not.
Yeah, to some extent it's true, but again it will tell.
True, correct.
This
Not
is
pure.
something which is known to criminals, and generally most of the videos, again, as someone said, which are for fun, that is okay. You trust or doesn't trust, whether they are true or not, you just enjoy and that's it. But if they are asking you to take some action, that action is generally, it should be based on some logic, but generally it is based on some emotion. Oh, some dear one is in trouble, I need to help. Or may not be dear one. Sometimes it will be okay, this particular child is needing immediate money for cure or something. You donate this money, etc. And that may be fraud also. But the video will be generally emotionally appealing, and that emotion could be kind of willingness to help. That emotion could be some panic, or it could be some greed that you have won some amount. And if you give this particular, if you click on this link in next 10 minutes, 50,000 rupees will be deposited in your account, or you need to give your account details so that this can be done. Now you have given the account details, but now you need to validate that account. So there will be a link which you will have to click, or you have to enter your bank password so that we can validate that we are transferring money in the correct account. But again, you don't need to validate using OTP. If I have to pay you money, I don't need you to validate that account, right? If you are clicking on some link or if you are giving some OTP, no bank will ask you to enter the OTP to receive money. OTPs are generally used when you have to authorize debit of money, not to credit money. But those emotions will stop you from thinking about this logic. Oh, let me give this OTP because otherwise I will not win this 50,000 rupees, or otherwise something will happen. My account will get logged. Some damage will happen, or oh, I'm willing to help someone. So those are the things which criminals use to exploit your emotions. Now the answer for that, what is bank's responsibility in that? So I will give an analogy to answer that. Let's say you have signed a check to pay to some person, right? Signing the check is almost analogous to giving OTP for a transaction. It's not same, but just for this example, I'm saying. So if you have signed a check and it is your signature and you paid to some fraud person, what should be bank's responsibility in that? They will say it is your signature. You have authorized the payment.
In case of signature, the bank say, but usual cheating method which I come across is they clean up your account by asking the OTP. They send some OTP, which it appears like the bank is sending you, and then you share it with them. So in that case, bank is more powerful to check, to keep a check on them instead of us individually. So if that can be checked, I think half of the scams can be checked.
Understood. So to answer that point only, I am saying, let's say somebody cheated you to sign a check.
Yeah. And if it's your sign, you can. I mean, the bank say, okay, it's your sign. You have done it.
Correct. So same thing I'm saying, the way it is your sign, the same way that OTP is something which only you can give. So OTP is as good as your signature. So you
Sir,
cannot
but normally, sir, can I say something? Normally, whenever we sign a check which has a large amount, the bank will always confirm from us whether you have issued that check or not.
Correct. Correct.
So why doesn't the same system be followed in case of these scams?
Same system is followed. Same system is followed. Never you will notice if you talk to anyone who has been cheated like this. Most of the time, the amounts are not very large amount. Nobody will say I lost 50 lakh rupees in one transaction. Generally, those transactions are small transactions, maybe multiple transactions, but it will be small transactions. Somebody will say I lost 1,50,000 in 5 different transactions of 30,000 each. But yes, if some transaction with OTP, even if it is a genuine transaction, you buy some, say, big 72-inch TV for 2 lakh rupees online. The bank will call you and saying, have you authorized this payment? Even if it is through OTP. So what I am saying is OTP is something which is like your signature, because only your registered phone number will receive that OTP. Nobody else has access to that OTP, including the bank officials. So if that OTP is given, that means that it is your signature.
Sir, there was somebody has lost 7.5 lakhs without even the OTP. How is that possible?
That is also possible, but in that case, bank has to take that responsibility. If it is not your OTP, it is something, again, I will have to go into too much technology there. Yes, that is possible, but if it happens, it is bank's responsibility to restore your account balance, and bank has to bear that. Bank has to investigate, recover, whatever, but the customers are not responsible if you have not authorized that transaction.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, it is possible, but if it happens that you suddenly see some amount being deducted from your account, you inform the bank. If the bank cannot prove that you have authorized that, they have to restore that amount.
But the bank said they had sent the OTP, but it did not come to the person. How is it possible? That means the phone was already hacked before?
Well, that is also possible, yes. Say you might have installed some app which reads your SMS.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, we also have call divert.
Right.
Hello?
Yes.
So if they have diverted your call to another number, the OTP can be sent to another
Yes,
number.
OTPs can be sent. Yes. Yes.
So it is possible that the person could, be a fraudster.
Definitely. So before diverting a call, you need to be careful whom you are diverting it to. Most of
sometimes your phone is left around and the person gets hold of your phone without your knowledge and diverts all your call to his own phone.
Right.
And then gets an OTP.
Definitely that can happen, and that's why first thing is don't leave your phone. If your phone is left also, sometimes lock your phone screen, have some kind of screen lock. That screen lock should not be very obvious that anyone can open. Most of the people I see, they have very simple unlocking pattern or something. So those kind of things definitely we will have to avoid. But yes, leaving your phone with someone who is not trustworthy person is definitely more riskier than leaving your wallet with that person.
So, sir,
How
what
would you
are
know if
your
your phone is called
suggestions
divert?
to
Hello? Hello, how would you know if your phone is called divert? Is there any way to find out?
It is in the setting.
We can find out. I think in the interest of time, we'll have to stick to the concept. But yes, it is possible. But to find out is something which we'll have to do later. I'm saying don't even give opportunity for someone to make that setting.
Okay, okay.
Sir, can we
sir,
log in? Will that work? Will that be helpful?
Well, again, there is no single line answer for any of these things. The point is what I was saying in terms of OTP is if that OTP, which is delivered only to your registered phone number, if someone has access to that OTP, that means it is your responsibility to protect that OTP. Bank is not responsible for that. That doesn't mean bank will have no role. Let's say if someone has asked you for OTP at gunpoint, definitely bank will cooperate when you go to police and say that somebody has stolen money by asking you OTP by putting a gun at my head. Of course, bank will tell you that, okay, where the amount was transferred, who was that account holder, where the money was transferred. That account holder's KYC will be with the bank. So bank will say this was the address, registered address, and we have this Aadhaar card, etc. Whatever. All those things will happen as part of police investigation. Bank will cooperate. But if you have given OTP, you are responsible in the same way as you have signed on the check, then you have to take responsibility. But if you have not signed the check and if money is debited from your account, yes, bank will give that money back. Bank has to give that money back.
sir, what suggestions you give us to check all these things in our day-to-day lives?
To check what?
To check these type of scamming, phishing. I mean, to keep us safe, our accounts, our other assets.
I will say just be alert and just don't be too much afraid also. I know many people who say, oh, I don't use online, I don't use UPI, I don't use this, I don't use net banking. That is also not the right approach. But use it, but with caution. Use your common sense to know what to trust, what not to trust. Of course, still there are criminals who know how to play with your emotions. But again, they will target those people who are more vulnerable. If you use your common sense, you are less vulnerable. They will also try to avoid you. Like say, take any other example also, right? People chain snatching. Whose chain they snatch on the road? Not just randomly, right? Some people are more vulnerable to such crimes. Some people are not so vulnerable.
Right.
So same thing applies here. You be cautious. Use your judgment before sharing any information, before paying anyone anything. If someone is calling you, asking you to pay money, even if you know that person. Like I will tell you one of my friend who is owner of a company. And one of his employees said that I received an email from you saying, hello, can you pay me 20,000 rupees? I will pay you tomorrow. And in that email, there was some bank account and he paid also. And then they were asking me, okay, he has lost 20,000 rupees. What can be done? I asked him, so if you received an email from your employer, before paying, didn't you try to verify by calling him or asking him why you need? The company's owner, why will he need 20,000 rupees borrowed to be borrowed from one of his employees? But he said, yeah, because I know you sent a mail. So I thought there's no harm in transferring the money. So I transferred the money to the account number which you sent. And that account was also not in his name. So these things you have to be careful with, that the action which they are asking you to take, that you need to use your judgment. If I have to call my brother and say that transfer this money in some account, which is not my account, he should call me and ask, right? Even if you have received call from me, at least in that call, he should ask this question. That why you need me to transfer 5,000 rupees or 20,000 rupees? Suddenly, what happened? Or ask some question where he can validate that whether that person is fake or not. He may ask some information which only real me knows. Somebody who is pretending to be me will not be able to answer that question.
Right.
So most of the time it is common sense. There is no hi-fi technology which you need as a consumer to protect yourself. Criminals need more technology, but it is more the technique of playing with your emotions which will harm you. The custom criminals, those who are professional criminals, know well how to play with your emotions, and they use technology only to increase the efficiency of their crime.
So don't panic as main.
Panic is one of the emotion. Greed is another one. Willingness to help someone in need is another one. Sometimes just for fun also people do a lot of things. One more thing which is very common, I know in this audience probably that will not be that much, but in teenagers, romance scams is something which is very popular. Somebody will start befriending you, they will start getting romantically engaged with that person, and then they will ask them for something. Oh, I am in trouble, now you help me. And now that person thinks that this person is my girlfriend or boyfriend, and of course I need to help him or her. He is in trouble because now he is stuck in some airport at something, he was coming to meet me or whatever. A lot of things happen. We can go in details, but probably that is not that relevant here. So it could be any emotion. The point which I'm trying to answer is it could be any emotion, but basically if the criminals know that you are emotionally vulnerable, chances are high that you will be their target. Use common sense. Most of the things will not happen to you. Most of such crimes will not happen to you. Okay, overview of AI generated emails, messages, and chatbots. How these tools mimic human communication effectively. Case study, impersonating customer support. We already spoke about it. So I think we can move forward. Can we move to next slide? Next slide, please. Yeah. When I get a phone call from unknown number, never pick such call, receive the call, but ask the caller to verify himself. And I don't give any sensitive information on such call.
Never pick up a call.
Okay. What if it is a genuine call? Someone whose number is not with you. Maybe your old schoolmate or some relative with a new number, whatever.
There could be another call of the same house, so he can call there and find out, no? And we can find out.
Right.
Number 3, you don't give any sensitive information on that.
Right. And even though it's written here, never give any sensitive information, but I'm even more increasing the scope of this thing. It's not just sensitive information. Don't take any action based on that call.
Yes.
It could be giving information, it could be transferring some money, it could be calling someone else. They may say you call at this number, or you click on some link which you will receive, or you install this app in your phone. Whatever. Don't do anything from instructions from an unknown number.
Never pick up.
Okay, next slide.
Sir, the problem nowadays is that our phone numbers got transferred to so many unknown places. And same is with the Aadhaar. So I think that is why we get phone calls. But what are the risks? I mean, so many risks. We have become vulnerable to such situations. So how to tackle this situation, sir? Like the same number is in the bank and the same number is has been transferred to so many unknown. We download an app, it has been transferred.
Agreed. So our number is with so many people. You cannot keep your number secret. That is also true. There are some more mature governments in some part of the world where there are more stricter laws about whom those numbers can be shared or not shared. Unfortunately, in India, that is not implemented well. So it's not just the phone number. How sure you are that your bank employee will not share your bank balance with someone?
Yes.
That is also true.
Right.
That is also true.
Right. So if they know, and most of the people for marketing reasons, say for example, they will go to bank, and again, I know this call is recorded, so I don't have any evidence for this. But if I have to do some marketing of some product which is expensive product, it's very easy to go to some banks and say that informally, give me a list of all the customers whose bank balance is more than this amount, and I will get their contact numbers. I don't want to waste my time in marketing to those people who cannot afford my product. So where is that confidentiality? It's not there. Officially, bank will not give that. But again, that kind of governance is not in the banks, not in the other institutes where you can. But again, knowing my number is not that big a threat. When someone calls me, what I do will decide whether I am safe or not.
Sir, we have multi-option deposit facility in the banks. So whenever we go to the bank and ask them to tell us our balance, they say that we cannot tell you the mod amount. We can only tell you whatever is available in the saving account. That only you can see, or you get your passbook updated. But do these scammers get access to our mod deposits?
Well, officially, no. Through technology, no. They cannot see the data. But of course, they can also scam some bank employee, manipulate some bank employee to get that information. So it's not always that the bank employee is wrong, but that bank employee may be, again, as I said, the way we can be emotionally manipulated, bank employees are also human beings. They can also be emotionally manipulated. Like, for example, if I go to a bank and give some name and say that I am this person's son, and this account holder is in bank in ICU, and I have to pay to the hospital in next 2 hours for his surgery. Please tell me whether I can, I have that much money in his account or not. I believe 99% of bank employees will tell that, yes, you have sufficient fund. Go ahead. Because he thinks that he is doing something good, helping somebody's son who is critically ill. So no technology can prevent it. Again, it's humans who have to be careful, who have to follow the rules. If the bank employment rules say that you cannot disclose the amount, you should not disclose the amount.
Sir, another question is, how are our funds safe in mutual funds? Are they safe in mutual funds and shares? Whatever amount we keep, are they safe?
Safe means from trading perspective you are saying, or from scams perspective?
From scam perspective, sir. Like we've kept an X amount in mutual fund. Is
Right.
that safe?
Right. Even if there are no scams, sometimes in shares money is not safe. That's why I said. But yeah, that was on the lighter side. But yes, you're right. I have not heard of any such scams where money has been withdrawn or your shares have been stolen. At least there is no public information available of any such thing or anyone who has complained that this has happened. So from that perspective, it's safe. It's not only shares, even your money in your bank account is safe. The only thing is, again, say if you authorize to sell your mutual funds, then it is not safe. Scammers may trick you to sell something or sign something that, yes, I am transferring this much amount. I am selling this much shares. So that can still happen. So that can apply.
Okay, there's a question I want to ask. Okay, when you
Yes.
download a new app, they
Mhm.
ask for contacts and this and that, and they say 3 options like contact when using the app, contact all the time, or no contact.
Right.
So I say only contact when using the app, but every time I put on the app, that thing comes up, pops up. So what do I do for that? What is the right answer?
See, the right answer is again same thing, whether you trust that app or not. If you trust that
How
app,
would
it
you
doesn't
check?
matter
How would
when
you
that
check?
app uses
would
your
you-
information.
Okay.
Right?
So how
Whether
do you
that,
know the app is trustworthy?
well, again, there is no yes or no answer for that, but apps which are from authentic source, generally when you get some app which is whose source is known, in a way you can say. So Personally, I don't install any app which does not come from Google Play Store or some authentic thing. That is first level of check. Second thing, the app which I am having, I should know who is the owner of that app. Is it actually, because anyone can create a net banking app kind of thing. But if I am using HDFC Bank or ICICI Bank, is that app actually registered as owner is that particular bank name? That is important. In Google Play, if I see that this app is actually registered in ICICI Bank's name, then that ICICI Bank mobile app is okay. I can trust. But any bank, any link which any app which I receive through some link or some other alternate source, or in Google app, if it is not listed with all that information, which may not be the authentic information. Authentic in the sense, the owner, why will some XYZ company have a net banking app for HDFC Bank? So those kind of things I will suspect. But again, there is no straightforward yes or no answer for that, which app to trust. Again, a general rule of thumb, when in doubt, better not to install. But again, if you are in too much doubt and if you are not using any of the technology, that is also not the solution.
Okay.
So this Meta AI, which has come up when we ask questions in WhatsApp, is that safe? Meta AI?
That is safe up to the extent that whatever you are sharing that information, that is not private information.
Okay.
You agree that that information will be used for what Meta AI says, that it will use it for its own learning. That's all. It will not share it with anyone else, but yes, it is not safe. So later on, the responses from Meta AI will be customized according to your past conversation, because it will start analyzing your likings, your preferences, and so on.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
There is
Thank you.
one question on the chat with from Nidhi. It says receive calls from international numbers. Isn't mobile companies responsible?
No, mobile company is responsible only that if you have blocked international calls and still you are. What if I genuinely want to receive international calls?
Yeah.
Then I should, na? I may have contacts overseas whom I want to communicate with. But if I block
Unknown
numbers,
numbers, and they appear to be fake or some they write also spam, something like that.
see, one thing, again, it's more of a philosophical thing, but in general, in India, I have seen this thing more. I have lived in different countries at different times. But in India, I have seen this thing more, that we try to blame a lot of things on the government or the institutions, etc., rather than taking responsibility ourselves.
But who gives our number to those persons living abroad? I don't have any person living in Pakistan or Iran or like
they
that.
may not be living abroad. They may be living abroad also, but where they are living is not important. I can be in India and I can still get a number which is, say, Dubai number or Pakistan number or US number.
But the number has been given to some scamsters now. They are not my persons who are familiar to me.
Yes, but let's say if I'm a scamster sitting here only in Delhi.
It may be, it may be.
But it's possible that I take a US number and make calls from that number.
Yeah, but they are scams. So I don't pick them up. But the thing is that why my number is being shared with others?
See, many times it's not your number. They randomly call every number. Sometimes these numbers, these lists are taken from some sources which I said which should not happen but can happen. Like all the account holders of a bank may have, who have a particular balance, etc. So there are different techniques where they gather this number, and that is not that well regulated in India. That's true. But giving my number is not unsafe. That's what I'm saying finally. Let's not focus too much on that. That's my personal opinion. And I'm not against having such regulations also. But don't just trust on this thing that nobody will share your number with others. Even if they share, they should not be able to harm you.
Just one question which is here. Is Meta AI safe?
I already answered that, right? Just a few minutes back.
Is Google Play to download any app or?
Sorry?
Google Play, when you click on Google Play and you want to download some app, is it safe?
Well, it depends. But basically, Google has verified this thing that the owner of that app who has uploaded that on Google Play that person was verified by Google. That person means that organization or whoever was creator of that app has been verified by Google, and probably Google will also cooperate with government in investigation to track that person.
Okay, thank you.
Randomly, nobody can upload apps on Google Play. If I have created an app and if I want to list it on Google Play, Google does a lot of verification, KYC, etc., and lot of other things.
Thank you.
Anubhav,
So
we
that
only
person
have
can be
1
tracked.
minute to go. We have to
Okay.
wrap up in a minute.
Okay. So I think this was the last slide, right? How to stay safe. Yeah, this question is important. How to stay safe from online scams? Do
Be
not deal
alert.
with online technology. Be alert. Online transactions are always safe. So C is definitely most dangerous thing. But as I said multiple times in this session also, and I keep telling this thing, A is also not the right answer. Do not deal with online technology is not the solution. You have to stay ahead with the technology. You have to learn things. And you have to use. If somebody says today also I will buy things using gold coins, which used to be in 12th century, that's not possible right now. If everybody is using UPI, you have to learn to use UPI. And anyway, all these online things are still more safe than cash dealing. We all talk about this thing. If 1 out of 1 million person gets scammed, like 1 lakh rupees cheated in online transaction, that is fine. But percentage wise, how many people dealing with 1 lakh rupees cash? How safe is that? Maybe 1 out of 10 people will get robbed there. If you carry a cash 1 lakh rupees in bag and travel in a local train.
Anubhav, we need to this thing because now we'll be putting 4 MCQ questions on the chat box,
Right.
which we would like them to answer. Go ahead, Abhijit. Can you put the questions?
Yeah, hi, hello everybody. Hope you can hear me. So we'll be posting 4 MCQs in the chat box one by one. You can type in the correct option like A, B, C, D. And before that, you can tell us where you have joined from. Have you joined from Get Set Up directly, or have you come from Dignity via Vikas or Etika or from anybody? You can type it in the chat box. Meanwhile, we'll be posting the questions in the chat box. Thank you. I've put down the question in the chat box. Also, answering this question, you'll be able to win our Amazon voucher from Get Set Up. So please do put in your answers. We have last 2 questions left. I'll be putting question number 3 in the chat box. So last question of the day, I am posting the chat box. Thank you everyone for attending. Anurag, you can close the chat box after 2 minutes.
See.
We have last 2 minutes. Please post your answers in the chat box. We'll contact the winners through your email and your WhatsApp numbers.
B.
So thank you everyone for joining the class. Last month's winners were Ms. Asha Gala, Mr. Sunil Verma, and Dr. Vinita Nalavade. We have sent them the Amazon coupons. For today's class, we'll send you your coupons by Amazon coupons by this week. Thank you so much. Anurag, you can
Thank
close the
you.
chat. Thank you, Anubhav sir. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy talking to all of you.
Thank you, Anubhav. Thank you very much. I think that was a fabulous session as always. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.